Hello there Twitch, I am SimUK, this is American Truck Simulator, and today, thanks to Seth T, thank you very much Seth, we're going to take a look at the Oregon DLC. Now, some of this stuff is unlocked. I haven't actually driven around at all, I've literally just used the flying cam. I've seen some things I like, in fact I've seen quite a few things I like. I've seen some things I'm not that happy about, but certainly Oregon as a state, or Oregon as a state, is more appealing to me than, say, New Mexico, Arizona, with all the deserts and just sand and kind of barren wastelands to some degree. No offense if you live there. But Oregon is known as the Beaver State, I understand. I'm not sure if that's because it's got so many beavers or just because it has so many trees, and they basically, the tree industry there is epic, as I understand it. And there's a whole bunch of new stuff, loads of new models, loads of new intersections which aren't real, but my word, some of them are very impressive. So they're made up, they're fictitious, but they're impressive. They look and they feel real. So Astoria to Newport. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and visit each of the cities and towns and just see if we can drive around. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get from point A to point B. As I say, I'm not really used to ATS, so I'm getting used to the truck. The gearing system feels very odd. Now there's a new trailer here. New type of trailer with wood on, which I like. But I don't want to go there. I want to go, I think, down, across, back up, and then do some wiggly bits. So let's just see if I can do that. Astoria itself is really quite impressive. So coastal mining, cement from Astoria to Newport. Not the most exciting drop off, but the more we do, the more we have. This is my truck, my lovely Peterbilt. Can I show you an external cam view? No is the answer to that. Oh, there we go. I've got a kind of two-tone blue and red, or red, white and blue actually, sort of thing going on there. I think it looks alright. Does the job. Gets me from A to B. Right. You'll be glad to know that I've got a sat nav, because we've had some interesting journeys. Whoa, that would be me in reverse then. Straight off, it's nice to have green, isn't it? You know, New Mexico, Nevada, all those kind of states, very, very desert-like. And this is completely different. This feels like the kind of America that really appeals to me. Probably in many ways because it's a bit more like the UK with the greenery and the nice trees and so on. But these little towns and stuff just look fantastic. Let's get the old wheel cam on, I think. There's only so much of my boat race you can look at before losing the will to live. It's a bit better. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of new models like vehicles and such, which I don't think I've seen before. Now I haven't played ATS for a really, really long time. So if I say something is new, it's because I believe it is, not because it definitely is. So just forgive any bad gear changes, poor driving skills, and misquotes of new modelling and stuff. Is he going left? He is. But look at that. You got all the lovely tree lines there. I think the lighting in ATS, just the modelling, the lighting, and we're going. Yeah, the modelling and the lighting I think is vastly better in ATS than ETS. Understandable, one's running on DX9 and I think this is on DX10, maybe even 11. So you do kind of expect it to look better, and it does. Obviously the problem with ATS when it first came out was the scale was just completely wrong. Driving all over Europe, having those long distance drives, and then jumping into America and expecting a similar kind of experience but with American scenery was just kind of shot apart when the game first came out, unfortunately. Thankfully they listened to the community and they fixed it pretty sharpish, bearing in mind they had to sort of remodel huge amounts. I do wonder. Oh, I've got a new mail. I do want. This is one of the intersections, by the way. Look at this. How elaborate is this thing? Absolutely crazy. But also looking really, really nice. It occurred to me just now that I don't have. I love that rear window. I don't have buttons set up for all the cameras, so I can't do like a drive-by or anything like that. I suppose I could go like this. Try not to crash. Pretty decent scenery, huh? Post-ed, I believe that's a new model. I don't know. That could be something from the oh, is my whoa, okay. The wheel cam's in the wrong place. Okay guys, as soon as I stop I'll sort that out. So yeah, I think that post-ed video vehicle in front of me is new and possibly part of this DLC. I'm not sure. All the buildings look unique, especially things like this over here. You've got the car yard, and you see that the arm is picking cars up and transferring them to the belt, which is dragging them up and dropping them into the crusher. Stuff like that going on in the background is really important. One thing I did notice though is there's no pedestrians at all. Well, I say at all. At certain locations... Oh man, I stalled. At certain locations there are individuals standing around and, you know, cleaning a bit of graffiti or doing something or other. Kingdom Come Deliverance has just had an alert come out. I'll have to read that after this. But look, I love all the trees. I was going to call them pine trees, but I'm not sure they are pine trees. Lovely mountains in the background. Loads to look at. Absolutely tons to look at. Look at that. Now that's a view. And you can see to my right here how many trees have been cut down. See if we can overtake this guy. Vehicles like this as well, I think, are new. Don't quote me. Whoa, what happened there? Whoa, crikey. Hang on a minute. Why did it tell me to get off? And now it's telling me to get back on again. Is that my fault? Did I come off at a location I wasn't meant to then? I'm not sure. I'm fairly confident it did ask me to get off. We're merging lanes. Let's get over then. Again, vehicles like this, possibly new, I'm not sure. That was a police car. I was being way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Did I just see a tree get knocked down then? There's definitely something going on, isn't there? Now this is nice. Look at this. Yes, trees are getting knocked down. Only little trees, but trees nonetheless. This is nice. I don't know if you can see it on the wheel, but that's proper bumpy. That feels really good. The force feedback here is absolutely spot on. And if I shut up for a second, you could probably hear the crunching of the gravel underneath. Look at this kind of stuff. This is all definitely new. This looks absolutely brilliant. Oh, going the wrong way. Not paying attention. Although there is a pickup point there. Maybe there's another one round the back or something. Now there is still stuff I'd like to see in ETS and ATS. Like vehicles overheating. Oh crap. Looks like I'm nearly out of fuel. Not even sure where my fuel gauge is. No, we've got over half a tank. We got things like oil temperatures on the dash and stuff like that, but you never get any sort of issue with them. I wish that were changed. Oh, I love this. This is fantastic. This bumpy road is a lot longer than I expected. So for some reason For some reason your message has been held back, but there's nothing wrong with it. I've just read it. I'll put it live as soon as I stop. But basically it reads, you used to sub to a Swedish trucker who streamed his deliveries on YouTube. You learnt Sweden is all pine trees. Just pine trees. We've actually got a Swede in the chat today. Is that true, Mr. Wolf? Is Sweden all pine trees? These are not pines. I just can't think of the name of what they are. But they're not. I'm fairly sure they're not pine. Yes, you are Swedish. Is Sweden full of pine trees? Do you have any other types of tree in Sweden? I love the used car sale place. That's pretty smart. Alrighty. Freight market. That was quite a long journey just to get there, wasn't it? Oh, there are lots of different type of trees. Maybe just that guy just transferred lots of pine, I guess. Okay, looks like it's gone. Well, that's most irritating, isn't it? I should have looked how long I had. As far as the eye can see. Oh, nuts. Alright then. It looks like we're going to take this instead. Astoria to Bend. Which I haven't been to. So let's take that job. Whereabouts? Let's go find it. Ah, there she is. Fan-dabby dozy. Believe it or not, the reason why I picked this truck when I bought my first truck is because of this rear window. So useful. Can I get it first time? Yeah, of course I can. Okay, I have no idea what button it is. Let's just press T on the keyboard for today. Okay, right. So the south of Sweden, not so many trees, but the further up you go, the more forests you see. Lighting Down now 90 is now hosting me. Thank you ever so much. Very kind of you. Right. So let me move this down. Thank you for the cheer. So webcam. Is that locked? Yeah, it's locked. Unlock the webcam. Drag it down a bit. How's that looking? Is that better, guys? Lightingale 90 just followed and cheered. Thank you ever so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, that looks okay there. We'll lock that off. Come back to the game. Oh, let's okay that chat message as well. Allow. There we go. Not sure what the problem with that chat was, but there you go. Okay, guys, right. Long journey ahead of us. I knew that was going to happen. The clutch in this thing is so sensitive. Look at my my revs there. So if I hold, say, 15 and I bring up the clutch slowly, stall. And it does that even with nothing on the back. So it's probably because this truck is not very strong. It's a very, very cheap truck. But it's my truck and I love it. Would you say the longest journey? The longest journey? That's a game, if I recall. Oh, we're going right here. I really haven't positioned myself well for turning right. Plus we got this clutch problem. Go on, girl. Am I in high gear? Yeah, that's probably not helping me, is it? Is that Oregon State Police up there looking for speeders? Maybe not. It'd be cool if it was though. Right, what speed am I doing? Nearly 30. Speed limit's 50, so I can put my foot flat down. It is. The longest journey, yeah. Oh, I remember. That's like a point and click game, isn't it? I actually really like that game. I had a copy of it many, many, many years ago, and unfortunately, it used to crash at exactly the same point every single time. Oh, this is a big roundabout. Don't go this way. Oh, you did. I'm sorry, I've cut you up. Too worried about getting going again. Oh, we are struggling. Come on. Stay there, little car. Goodness me. Scaring the locals. Missed that gear then. This is a fantastic bridge, by the way. Is that a bloke standing out there doing some fishing? It is, isn't it? Yeah. You got this little tugboat that goes up and down, comes into the port, wherever the port is. Oh, hello. Oh, is this a drawbridge? If it's a drawbridge, then it's not the bridge I thought it was. Here we go. Oh, go on, girl. You can do it. Go on. My foot is flat to the floor. Don't burn your clutch. How did you know that was going to happen? I think I dealt with that quite well. I'm going to give myself kudos there. Definitely need to buy a bigger, better truck. Oh, I just unlocked an achievement. Uplifting. Oh, it's one of those... Ah, shame we didn't get to see that happening, actually. It's one of those bridges that raises the middle section up. That would have been cool to see. Things like that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things I'd love to see in the Truck Simulator series. For example, being able to get out the truck, I think, is something that already is possible. And I'd love to see them implement it into the game. but they've introduced a whole bunch of stuff over the last year and a half, which has really, for me anyway, really improved the game. Unexpected events on the roads. I mean, this is ATS, not ETS obviously, but this state here is really impressing me. It's so much nicer to drive around here than it has been driving around New Mexico, I think anyway. There's more to see, there's new modelling, obviously it's greener, which I like. You get to see the American flag everywhere. It's really good, it's really well done. I'd go so far as to say I think it's probably the best of all the DLCs that they've released. Wolf says he can't hear anything. But somebody can, and I can't see who that is because your name's in black. And I can't see, I can't read what it is. I can't read your name, so apologies. Some of you can hear, some of you can't hear. If there are any issues with the audio, just let me know and I'll fix it as quick as I can. Rocks! Oh wow! Wouldn't it be awesome if rocks fell down? Like that was an unexpected event. That would be superb. So 55 is the limit. I don't think I'm even going to get that high, but we'll try. Downhill I might. Speaking of downhill, here we go. Need some sort of Jake brake. Retarder. I do have a retarder here. I can see the lever for it, but I don't have it bound to anything. Barack Obama is the name. Ah, cool. Okay. Thanks for joining us. It's probably my fault that it's that colour in chat. I don't know. Is any chat coming up in the actual chat on screen with you guys? Because if it isn't, then I've probably turned it off or something by accident. It's difficult to watch both screens, especially seeing as it's not. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that later. Oh, I can see it, but my word, it's tiny. The text is absolutely minuscule. Okay, well when we pull over to sleep or to pick up some fuel, I'll sort that out. Look at this. It's just these random little like collection of unexpected models on the side of a lake there. Just stuff like that just makes the whole drive more interesting. I've never been to Oregon, but it looks pretty darn good. Viewpoint 1 mile. Wiggly wiggly road, 45-mile-an-hour limit. Okay. Let's take the foot off the accelerator for a tad. Get down to 45. No, you cannot get out the truck and walk about. What's interesting is, I kind of briefly mentioned this earlier. It's something that is possible in the game. So you can exit the vehicle by using the see right now here at this viewpoint. Wouldn't that be fantastic if you could just get out and have a look? And there is the ability to get out the truck and hover around by using the console. So the whole thing about walking around, I can show you that actually. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate you coming along and taking the time to do that. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who watched this video today. Special big thank you to our patrons and supporters on Twitch. But everybody who comes and watches, you all count, you are all part of this, and I thank you so much. If you hit that like button, I will like you twice as much. Even more than that, perhaps. It is for you guys that I make these videos, so it matters to me a huge amount if you enjoy watching them, and if you don't, you need to tell me. So thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, until next time, goodbye for now.